It only takes a spark to get a fire going. Well, it's like a fire night, I guess. As Mr. Greg Laurie, he's back on it, and he's like tweaking it. Well, tweaking it, I shouldn't say that. I think maybe there is some pastors that are tweaking it from coffee. Like me, I do kind of use coffee like that. And I did hear a pastor, actually from Calvary Chapel, that's one thing I did agree with him. He said that coffee is Christian tweak. That could be true. But anyway, this is King's U, and I'm the professor. And I'm debating Greg Laurie again today. So he's come out with a new round of ideas about end times. Had a little quick message there. And said something about that we need to kind of take care of others. Not just, we have to live the gospel. It sounds like he's almost working in the greatest two commandments, maybe? I don't know. But definitely not clear on there, and I haven't heard the words ever said, or anything about a king. And about something about the rapture, that it might not be happening so quick, something like that. Like, you might not want to trust that UFO too much, because Beam Me Up Scotty would be a bad planet to end up on. I don't know. But, Mr. Greg Laurie, I don't think you really got anything clear from the last time I asked you, where are you in Revelation 2? You keep running over to Revelation 6 and over here, and then, you went back over to Matthew 5? Where was it that you said that if you don't take care of the homeless or something, that you didn't take care of me? I don't quite understand what that was supposed to mean, and then you skipped all of Matthew 5 through 7, which talks about the kingdom and about if you're pure in heart, you would see God. Kind of like how to move mountains kind of stuff. But I don't hear you talking about that. Just go here, visit grandma quick. Take care of your neighbor. So please do tell Mr. Greg Laurie how your righteousness exceeds that of the Pharisees, because you're really looking Pharisaic right now, and you're doing a lot of shuffleboard with the Bible, and I haven't heard you talk about which church you are in Revelation 2, which seems to be like maybe next week. So it would be nice if you just identified yourself and said, we're definitely not that lukewarm church, or we're definitely not with that synagogue de Satan, the one that believes that there's a Jesus boiling in crap. And is that why you had a key to the White House and all these things? But you never talk about these things. So, wow. I'm just trying to figure out where you are, Mr. Greg Laurie, and what is your end times views exactly, and why doesn't it involve the king all bow to in Philippians 2? Or do you like that other doctrine of men that make sons of hell that says most of them will burn in hell? But yet that's not written in the Bible, but it was really good for those thieves. And how much money did you make in the last how many years? And from your little gospel thing, but then you forgot to tell everybody that no one is redeemed yet. Hello? You might be sealed in the Holy Spirit from Ephesians 4. You didn't talk about that one either. Grieve not the Holy Spirit, in whom you are sealed until the day of redemption. Oh dear, Mr. Greg Laurie, harvest hasn't harvested yet. It's only seeded? Is that what that means? That means that you've been seeding, but the seeds aren't so good. So, wow, the harvest. What are you trying to harvest exactly? Because the king's doing the harvest, and he's the one doing the redeemed after you pass the sealing, dechaffing tribulation time. And wow, it seems like you're sounding a little beastly all of a sudden. I can't figure out what you mean, because you're playing Delete the King like, wow. Well, I have seen, I'll give you that, because wow. Are all 503Cs sold out for the beast? Is that what that is? They're all Synode Satan, Prince, Demon, worshipping machines? Please do tell. Maybe that's part of the fog, because wow, didn't you even get a lot of the Calvary Chapel crowd on your side with all this harvesting? But what were you really harvesting? And what have you done with these souls? Because if they're all sealed, but then in pride they got all puffed up to where they lost the seal as know-it-alls by blaspheming, and so now they're all beastly like zombies, and you're the head zombie of the pack, but you're doing a great act, just like that surfing thing. Well, I hope that surfing you enjoy it on water, because it's going to turn to salt soon, and wow, if you're just full of lies and praying to demons, yikes, good luck to you. I guess I'll see you going out to the beach soon, because wow, I hope some of these people wake up and get off that harvest crusade before it crashes into that iceberg like the Titanic, because wow, it looks like you got some empty doctrines of men that are really making sons of hell, including that Left Behind. Are you still back in that scheme that Tim LaHaye told me in person was going to happen before he died, and now he's dead? And isn't that what false prophet means, when they die because they were false? And well, that, and where's Jerry Jenkins now? I haven't even seen Kirk Cameron or what's the other? Oh, Ray Comfort with his great evangelist. What was that evangelization technique he had? You'll get him every time with this one. Reminds me of that one he told the Pharisees, at least my king did. He said, you go out and proselytize and make twice the sons of hell as yourselves. Wow. Makes me wonder about this rapture scheme. Maybe those UFO true movies are going to be like Star Trek 3. That frozen planet with Spock. Wow, that was quite a scene. Well, I'm already 7 minutes in, Mr. Greg Laurie. And I think I've asked you everything. I just want to know where you are in Revelation 2. Just show me what church you are and how it's true. Because right now, Catholic radio prays 24/7 to be a universalist church without walls, which is what Catholic means, looking for their Philippians 2 king. Oh, and Muslims, they pray to Allah, the Son of God King. And oh, what's the other one? Oh yes, the Buddhists are praying to the Karma King, just like Matthew 5, which you've also deleted off the scene. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom to come. Well, wait a minute, isn't that what Buddhist karma actually means? That's what I taught third grade Matthew, at least to kids. That was the original karma from Jesus Christ, him the King. But you don't want to talk about Karma King or a karma kingdom to come, and 72 million that were aborted here that were born above. Wow, what are you trying to sweep over, Mr. Greg Laurie? Because there's a lot of unanswered questions here about these end times that you keep going back to. With Revelation 6, oh, that's your favorite one, right? I don't understand. You keep going and jumping in shuffleboard like 3D chess, but Revelation's simple to read. The Revelation 2 is where he exposes the chaff when he comes, and then Revelation 7 shows those are the, like, loyal, sold out for the king. Like, I would think right now most would be, but I guess that narrow thing is for real. Because there's a fog in a church by these doctrinal thieves. So I hope you're not one of them, but wow. I haven't seen anything but rose-colored glasses coming through your little schemes. So please do clarify. That's what Dennis Prager always says, which, of course, I don't think he does too well with his Talmud ideas, but that's another subject. I'm trying to figure out you. So are you with Dennis Prager on all the Talmud ideas? And we're part of the, like, sacrifice to get crowns of life by giving up our heads? Is that part of your plan? And are you part of the protected pastors that have your own little underground bunker? Or what exactly? How do you fit with that thing? Are you into that, or what? Are you a spiritual bigot? I don't really understand. Because Revelation 17, wow, that whore of Babylon's going to get real ugly, and that, I'm guessing that's when the zombies start, like, walking out to sea. But maybe those rocks that you were talking about, where they want to hide, I'm guessing those would be for those blasphemers that are already beast marked at heart, and they can't look for a king because they can't even hear one when they pray, kind of like King Saul when he went to the witch. So is that where you're at? I'm trying to figure out, because I just haven't heard anything coming about a king that all will bow to, like Catholic radio is saying. So maybe JWs and Catholics are the only real church right now, because they're the only ones that would say anything about a king to come in his kingdom for 1,000 years. And karma really sucks if you got bad karma. So is that where you're at, Mr. Greg Laurie and Harvest Crusade? You don't want to see the harvest of all the seeds that you've put down, and you forgot about that? Grieve not the Holy Spirit, whom you are sealed until the day of redemption. But the redemption never happened yet until the King comes. And that's why many will come in today and say, Lord, Lord, in your name I went to Harvest Crusade and got saved. And he'll be like, I don't know you. You serve a prince. Get out of my sight. You hell boys of doctrines. And then what would you say, Mr. Craig? Like, oh, I was leading them there. It's all good, right? Yeah, at that Bema seat, you better wake up.